it's my role on here sometimes to push back and play devil's advocate. So Lewis is a Michigan fan. He is pointing out that this was Northwestern, for Pete's sake, on Saturday.
We already pointed out how bad Northwestern is. Yeah, guarantee you.
So I'll half agree with that because it was Northwestern, and I was thinking that Illinois was the worst team in the Big Ten, but now I believe that Northwestern's the worst team in the Big Ten. But Northwestern isn't losing to other teams 56-7.
Yeah.
And I do believe that Michigan's a really good team. If somebody held a gun to my head right this second, of course, I've got whatever it is, 3 or 4 days to make a prediction on this game. I would take Michigan, but I may pull the trigger on an upset because I think it's close to a 50-50 game.
Yeah, and I can't, I can't speak for, the way Michigan's feeling, the Michigan players and coaching staff's feeling going into this game. I can only tell you the way the Nebraska players and coaches are feeling going into this game. And, confidence is just oozing right now. So
this is what I'll say. What I'll say about Michigan is I do think that they broke a big barrier and hurdle for them on Saturday, even though Wisconsin's down. And this is the worst Wisconsin team probably since fill in the blank, that they hadn't gone to Camp Randall Stadium and won. Not only had they not won, the last couple times they've been there, they just got bloodied. They just, 28-0 at half, game over. And they hung in there, and they didn't win a 16-13 game. They decidedly broke free, and I think that was a big deal for them. The other thing is that nobody's run on Wisconsin this year, and Michigan didn't run on Wisconsin very effectively, but everybody's been stopped stone cold running the football in Wisconsin this year. Michigan at least moved it a little bit. At least it was effective enough to allow for the passing game. And they had to turn to their passing game, and Michigan's been criticized all year for throwing like 10 or 11 passes per game and being very conservative. And they broke free with 3 touchdown passes, threw for 260 yards. So they made some plays in the passing game, and I think it was a positive outing for Michigan.
That's what you do, though. You adjust. You adjust your opponent. That's where they were going to be able to strike at Wisconsin. So. It's hard to say. I think another aspect that we're not touching on either is that you've got 2 programs kind of in the same, I don't want to say zone, but you've got 2 head coaches that have been taking a lot of heat. 2 head coaches that are actually former quarterbacks of the team that they coach right now, that are going head-to-head right now. The last time that these 2 teams played each other was 2018 in Ann Arbor, and Michigan just destroyed Nebraska 56-10. But ever since Scott Frost has got here, both Scott Frost and Jim Harbaugh in that time frame have really been under the gun to produce. And obviously we all know about Michigan and Ohio State. That's their big thing. And, with Nebraska, it's just trying to be relevant, basically, and win those games that you should be winning. And something's going to give here, and I think it's just going to be kind of an incredible night in my mind, with all the factors going into this game. And, it's a toss-up who's going to win this game in my mind, but I just think it's going to be a fabulous game.
So here's my one, I will call it a concern in this, or something that needs to be proven to me, is that Nebraska's played, we ran down Oklahoma, Michigan State, 2 impressive performances on the road, outplayed Michigan State, possibly outplayed Oklahoma, depending on your vantage point. Could have won either game, should have won the Michigan State game. I'm trying to think of the best team that Nebraska has beaten since Scott Frost has been the head coach. I got to see them break through and win one of those.
Yeah, it's hard to point at one. I mean, the Michigan State win in the snow might be the biggest one here in Lincoln, in my mind. So yeah, you're still searching for that signature win under Scott Frost, and I mean, you wanted it. A couple of years ago, you were looking for Colorado to be that game, that win, and this year it was Oklahoma, and I mean, every year it's Ohio State when you play them, and yeah, so this would definitely be the biggest win in the Scott Frost era, hands down. And it almost sounds this year like we're saying that almost week in and week out.
Yeah, so Scott Frost took over in 2018, right?
2018.
18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, fourth year. The Minnesota team that they beat in 2018 after they were 0-6 might be the best team that they beat. That team went on, won a bowl game over Georgia Tech, that Minnesota team, and they beat Michigan State. That Michigan State team went 7-6, went to a bowl game. I think they lost to Oregon in a Red Box Bowl. That team's best two games were taking Iowa to the wire, a last-second field goal, and taking Ohio State and Columbus to the wire, a team that went 13-1, won the Rose Bowl, and finished number 3 in the country. 2019, they really didn't beat anyone of significance there. And then, of course, last year they actually beat a really good team that had a bad season, and that's, of course, Penn State. Right. Penn State showing that this year.
Yeah, we won't count that COVID season in with that.